to TWF Monday Night Raw or Lone Day Night Raw, Halloween Havoc or How Evening Night or How Evening Madness. I am Tony Schiavone, here with Trini Kwan with Corey Graves. And today on Monday Night Raw or Lone Night Raw, Halloween Havoc or How Night Madness, we are going to see the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings on stake when leadman Jack Sparrow takes on Maxwell Jacob Fireman, who need or need not be the AEW heavyweight fighter. Tony Schiavone says. Well, you're right, Tony. You're right about that, Trini Kwan said. It's around that time where all the fiends come out, starting about 5 in the starting about 6 in the evening, until at least about, we're going to say at least until about 12 midnight, because that's when it becomes November 1st or December or 11 month 1st. And here comes a man. Trini Kwan said, here's a man that's not going to be not giving no fleets, but he'll be giving out stunts and larks, Trini Kwan said. You got that right, Corey Graves says. At the end of the day, MJF, or Maxwell Jacob Fireman, he is a stunt and he is a stunt and lark, Corey Graves says. And he's going to give a stunt, he's going to do a lark, when he beats Jack Sparrow and becomes the 2-time TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. So, Jack Sparrow, one of the beloved of all Disney selves. Way too many. Your films are way too long, And if they ever do another film, I don't think Johnny Depp has withdrawn from playing you, so they might have to get a new player or a new show player. Or is it a film player? I don't know. Show player. Anyway, that's not the grounds here. The grounds is that today at Halloween Havoc or How Evening Madness or How Night Madness, I become the new TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. And I do that by beating you, Jack Sparrow. You think you make sea thieves out to be cool, but there are no cool sea thieves. None of them are cool. I never made thievery cool. Let's be earnest about that. I never made thieves out to be cool, or sea thieves out to be cool, or any kind of thievery out to be cool, because I did not. You are besmirching my name because I never said that. So, MJF or Maxwell Jacob Fireman or Freeman or however your kid name is said, you bullshitted everyone going to June or 6 month this year, made everyone think you were in the outs of AEW, made everyone think that you were done with them, but then you came back and said, oh, it's all work. I was only working Shao Kahn and Anthony Khan, Christopher Daniels, and DJ Marshall and Sensei Dutt and Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone. I was only working them. I was only trolling them. I wasn't leaving AEW. Well, I don't really care if you were trolling them or working them or whatever the fuck you were doing. But I'm going to tell you what, you're not going to become the bloody TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. I can tell you that. And you can scathe me, and you can shame me, and guilt me, and slight me all you want, MJF, Maxwell Jacob Freeman. You can do all the shit you want. But at the end of the day, I'll still be the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. So, you knew I was trolling Shao Kahn, and Anthony Khan, and Christopher Daniels, and Sensei Tut, and TJ Marshall, and Jim Ross, and Tony Schiavone. You knew I was trolling all the leadership of AEW. And one thing I ain't going to be trolling, or playing, or working, is when I win the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings from you. Well, this is for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. First, he is MJF, or Maxwell Jacob Freeman Firedman. And he is the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter, lead man, Jack Sparrow. Well, Jack Sparrow has to get rid of the sword. The sword cannot be in the fight, Tony Schiavone says. And it is true that MJF did troll or play the AEW leadership. But this is not about that. This is about the TWF. This is about the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. MJF, dropkick down Jack Sparrow, who's in a bind right now, Tony Schiavone said, a body slam. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Trini Kwan said. MJF likes to troll and play and work everyone. He likes to behave as if he is the ML. He likes to behave as if he's AEW's offshoot of The Miz. Well, he can believe whatever he wants, Trini Kwan said, but he ain't no Miz. He's not, he's just a Miz wannabe, Trini Kwan said. And Jack Sparrow, he's going to keep his winnings here today. Trini, I'm going to tell you right now, Corey Graves says, MJF is not a Miz wannabe. MJF is the AEW offshoot of The Miz. He's a great man. And soon he'll become the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. Soon he'll become the AEW heavyweight fighter. And one day he might come to WWE one day. Hey Trini, what are you going to be going at this year for Hallow Evening, Hallow Night? Oh, I get it, the Yellow Keeper. Corey Graves says, "Oh, you're so funny," Trini Kwan said. "I'm going out as the mighty shifting Yellow Keeper." Yeah, you're so funny. Trini Kwan said, "I forgot to laugh." Right now, Jack Sparrow's got his foot caught in a rope, and Trini Kwan and Corey Graves, I don't think it's time, Corey or Trini, for you both to be giving slights to each other. Oh, Jack Sparrow fell out of the ring, Tony Schiavone said. MJF hopes to become the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. The winnings that goes back to Earthquake in between 93 YL, Hulk Hogan in 2001 YL. MJF thinks he's going to do it. Oh, he just missed, Tony Schiavone said. Now tell me if that's not a stunner lark. If MJF was going out stunting fleeting and he asked for a fleet, he'd most likely get a stunt from Jack Sparrow, Tony Schiavone says. Now the Fight Lord is going to start tracking him out, Tony Schiavone said. I'll tell you what, Tony Schiavone, MJF doesn't go stunting fleeting. MJF is the one that takes all the fleets from all the stunting fleeters. From the babies, the walkers, the kids, and the tweeners. Oh, he takes the fleets from everyone, Tony Schiavone. Jack Sparrow knocked him down. Yeah, because he's a bully, and a troll, and a creep, and a heel, Tony Schiavone says. Yes, he would do that. He'd take stuff away from everyone. Tony Schiavone said, well, I tell you one thing, Trini Kwan said. I wouldn't even put it past MJF to do something like that. MJF might be the man that goes around and scaves folks for doing stunt and fleet, you know. Goes around and scaves all the Trumps and the boroughs and the township and the towns, and instead for doing stunt and fleet, then he goes out and takes it after he scaves everybody else for doing it. Trini Kwan said, like you, Trini. I know you and your daughter go out and stunt and fleeting, don't they? Corey Graves says. My daughter is about 6 between now. She gave up stunt and fleeting a long time ago, Corey Graves. Your kids probably still go stunt and fleeting, Trini Kwan said. Hey, Corey Graves said, don't talk about my kids or talk about my kin. Well, don't talk about my kin, Trini Kwan said. Corey, okay, Trini, Corey, that's enough. We shouldn't be talking about this. We're talking about MJF right now. And he hopes to, Jack Sparrow took him down. Talking about MJF and his hoping to become the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. Jack Sparrow believes that he's got everything under running lead. MJF, MJF just caught Jack Sparrow. What's that? He's putting his feet on the wire. And the Fight Lord doesn't see it, Trini Kwan. The Fight Lord doesn't see it, Tony Schiavone says. That's right, Trini Kwan said. He doesn't play fair. This is the kind of man we want to be the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter, Trini Kwan said. Someone who doesn't play fair, Trini Kwan says. We don't want anybody like that at all, Tony Schiavone said. He doesn't play fair. It's wrong. Hey, it's all fair in love and war, right? Corey Graves says. MJF is just more iffined and more learned and more wise than Jack Sparrow. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner and the new TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter, MJF. Maxwell Jacob Firedman. How did that happen? Tony Schiavone said. How did MJF become a 2-time TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter? Tony Schiavone says. Yeah, Trini Kwan said. How did that happen? That's gotta be a stunt. That's gotta be a lark. Come on. There's no way he could have won, Trini Kwan says. Hey, I tell you what, Corey Graves said. MJF won. The Fight Lord made a 1-2-3. MJF is now a 2-time TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. And all is good in the world. MJF is trolling and playing and working everyone, Corey Graves says. Yes, Tony Schiavone said MJF is trolling and playing and working everyone. He doesn't know how to play fair. He's going to go around and scathe Jack Sparrow for being a sea thief, but he wins the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings unfairly, Tony Schiavone said. What a liar. That's all been MJF or Maxwell Jacob Firedman's whole time in wrestling, either in JCW, ZCW, MLW, NWA, AW. That's all he's done. And if he's gone to WWE one day, he'll probably be like that too. Trini Kwan said. This is sad, Tony Schiavone said. That this creep, this bully, this heel, is a TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. Alright, Renee Young, take it away. You got MJF. Thank you, Tony Schiavone. I'm going to talk with MJF here, or Maxwell Jacob Firedman. Alright, MJF, you are once again the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter for a 2-4 time. You beat leadman Jack Sparrow, a beloved Disney self, but you did it unfairly. Hey, all fair in love and war, right? Jack Sparrow should know that when you go stunt and fleeting and you say stunt or fleet, you're either asking for someone to give you a stunt or to give you a fleet. Jack Sparrow got a stunt. Jack Sparrow is like when Charles Brown went around as a ghost and all he got were stones. Well, let me tell you something, Renee Young said. Since you like to make fun, since you like to scathe and shame and guilt and slight everyone, but don't like to be scathed or guilted or shamed or slighted yourself or scathed yourself, you do a lot of that. I can't help it that I'm more iffined, more wise, and more learned than Jack Sparrow. See, Jack Sparrow might have been a great sea thief. He may have stolen a lot of shit. But I stole one thing from him. I stole the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. I made Jack Sparrow walk his own board. Isn't that what these sea thieves like to do? They're kind of handicapped. Oh, make someone walk the board off their ship. They don't do that anymore, right? Who cares? Jack Sparrow, he is a creep, a bully, a heel, a thief. And you should not onlook thieves. Well, and you should not onlook thieves either, since you should not onlook unfair. And you should not onlook anyone, MJF, that doesn't play fair like you. You know what? I'm gonna go out now. I'm the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter again. And great, everything's wonderful. Well, MJF, or Maxwell Jacob Firedman being his being his creeps, being a bully, a heel, and a creep. Back to you, Tony Schiavone. Well, thank you, Renee Young, for talking with MJF or Maxwell Jacob Firedman here today on Monday Night Raw, or a Monday Night Raw, Halloween Havoc, or Hell Evening Madness, Hell Night Madness, which is now the new TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. And it is all the time we got here for Monday Night Raw, Halloween Havoc, a Monday Night Raw, Hell Evening Madness. I am Tony Schiavone for Trini Kwan and Corey Graves. We hope you like Monday Night Raw, or Halloween Havoc, or Monday Night Raw, Hell Evening Madness, and we'll see you tomorrow for NXT.